What up, YouTube? Quick as I possibly can here while I'm still in the garage and got it on the brain. Talk for one quick minute about carbon scrubbing. Before I even say this, talk about what we have here in front of me. Yes, fresh filters and can fans and vortexes hooked up to them things rule the world when it comes to carbon scrubbing. But even carbon scrubbing isn't the single key to scrubbing and eliminating 100% of your odors that you may have. In order to get all of it done, you have to use ozone generators, carbon scrubbing, and even possible fragrances. So that said, no, I don't run a carbon scrubber because I run a sealed room, and I pump loads of CO2 into it. So it's easy for me to maintain high levels of CO2 that way, and humidity too, which is beneficial if you live in warmer or hot climates. But for a second, I picked this up, I don't know, a few years ago. I don't know if you can see that. It says $6.99 at Goodwill. And knowing me, this is an orange sticker. They run those specials, so like, Thursday is like orange sticker day and everything's 99 cents. So I probably paid 99 cents for this thing. That's a good deal. I think these things are like new. I don't know. I've seen it at Babies R Us and some Walmarts or Targets. I think they were like $30, $40, and it comes with a cartridge. They got 2 squirrel cage fans here in the back. It pulls quite a bit of air. Basically, I just wanted to talk about a quick, DIY, do-it-yourself carbon scrubber, and that's what this is. This is the original cartridge with the rubber bands wrapped around it. What I did is just cut the original HEPA filter out and threw down some carbon inside of it, like laced the inside with carbon. It's probably about 3/4 of an inch thick. Grab the container. Yeah, it's probably about 3/4 to an inch thick. Layer in there. Aquatech activated carbon from Walmart. This container here is about $6, and I just switched out my cartridge last night. You can see how much is left. It's like good for at least 3 or 4 more carbon cartridge changes, and so that's about it. It works, and it works well. I know, in the fish aisle, from Walmart. But let me tell you, it does work, and it works well. I would say this this thing runs in my room on the highest setting all the time, and it worked well. When I unplug it for a couple hours and start walking around, I'll be able to. That's what this sounds like. And it's even got this little nifty, just so happens to be green too, that little night light right there. Can you believe that? I don't use it, and it's got this ionic feature. I don't use that either. But this is a good filter. If you got anything laying around the house that you can kind of just conjure up or modify in any kind of way, any fan that can pull air, if you really wanted to, you could pack a pillowcase or some socks or full of carbon and hang them around your exhaust or your intake and scrub the car. I mean, anything like that would work, believe it or not. But I wouldn't hook anything up to my lights unless it was an actual carbon scrubbing unit. But this works good for a recirculating system. This is actually the original carbon filter pad that I left in here, and as it just holds the carbon in place, cut out the HEPA filter, take some of your carbon, lay a good base down. This top right here is from this I made that out of something. I can't remember what I made it out of. It looks to be like a water cooler, some kind of water cooling pad, swamp cooler. That's what it was. And I don't know. It was just laying around. So when I was on a job, when I was replacing somebody's cooling unit, so I just took it. It was extra laying around. So and then I just put that on top, which is about. This is probably about a ½ inch thick or something. And it just holds there, and you can see it's really porous to allow for airflow. That's why it was a good backer to allow for that purpose, because it allows for a lot of airflow without allowing the carbon to get pulled through the unit. So basically, that's it. And you can hear that. So a ton of airflow up here. You can hear the difference. So I can put my hand here and you can feel all the air just constantly getting sucked through the carbon. And it works. I would say this is good for my purpose. I don't need anything else. I don't have any odor control. Yes, if you're running a big grow, you can go ahead and laugh at this. This is something to laugh at, but let me tell you, it works. If you're running something small and it's personal, i.e. something like I'm doing, this will work for you, and it'll work perfectly fine. Anything above like a 2,000 watt grow, I wouldn't recommend this. I harvest off 2 plants. I harvest a pound a month, and this controls all those odors. So anything 2,000 watt grows like 3 pounds to me. So in this case, and I don't even run 2,000 watts. So yeah, this works good for my purposes. If you're harvesting, I would say, a pound and a half a month, or a couple pounds, it'll work just fine. Anything above that, I don't think, it's not going to be as efficient with, a large number of plants. So that's that. And sorry, I can't really show you how to really make this. It's not really anything. You just get it. This. Like I said, I got this thing for 99 cents. It was a killer deal at Goodwill. I like those stores. I go there all the time for doodads and whatnot. Just kind of window shopping, browsing around, out and about having lunch. Slice of pie or a sandwich, shopping with the family and shit. And it's a good store for donating and doing things like that, and kind of recycling older products that otherwise would just got thrown away by somebody else that never used it. I mean, this thing was like brand new, dude, in the box, and I couldn't believe that I got it for that price. But yeah, together cupped with activated carbon. I mean, any fish store will have this. At an aquarium store, it'll probably be more expensive, but at Walmart, it's $6. And if I know there's different grades of carbon and things like that, but you don't have to really go crazy. I mean, you can get that like virgin carbon that you see on fucking line, the virgin R44 carbon. I don't know what the fuck it is. That's what they pack all them fresh filters. It's expensive. But in the long run, it might be worth it. I don't know how many pounds you get for like $50, but if you can get a good amount, it might be worth for you to buy that instead of this. But this is just it sits on the shelf every day at Walmart. I mean, it's so readily available, and it works. And this right here will last me about 6 months. This, I just replaced the carbon in here. This will last. I'd say I do it about every 2 months. Every grow, I replace the carbon, and I know the carbon is probably fine beyond that as well. I've never tried to push the carbon to its max lifespan. I just replace it because it's so easy and easily to do and cheap. I replace it every 2 months, and it works just fine. And I can tell you this: when this thing is plugged in and running like this in the room, I don't smell anything. If I unplug this, just even for an hour, I start to walk around the house doing yard work, I'll start to smell a little faint odor of fucking fresh, ripe cannabis. And that's what this does. It filters that odor out completely. like I said, for a small grow, this is perfect. Do it yourself. There's no need to go spend, $500 on a fresh setup, even though they're good, but it's overkill. And I know they sell even small ones with 4-inch fans, but it's overkill. It's too much money for small grow. People out there trying to grow just personal little buds and shit like that, they don't want to spend that kind of money. They just want, simplicity, and this is what that is. So, and that's it. So, I don't know. Comment. Anybody has anything to add out there? Any other DIYs you guys want to lay down for other people to view on the channel? Go ahead and throw them out there. I'd like to see all kinds of DIY carbon scrubbing videos. This was just something that I actually just came up with out of the blue when I seen this sitting on the shelf. So that's it. All right, guys. Peace out. Much love. Subscribe, like, hate, leave some kind of feedback. I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.